January 1943. Deep in a freezing New York City winter, a maid steps into room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel. She finds an 86-year-old man lifeless on his bed. He has no money, no family, and no possessions of obvious value. Within hours, federal agents descend on the small room. They systematically pack up his personal notes, schematics, and journals, immediately classifying them under government lockdown. The deceased is Nikola Tesla, the man whose mind conceived the exact electrical system powering the lights those very agents used to search his room. He engineered the grid that illuminated millions of homes across the globe, yet his own life ended in a cramped, unpaid hotel room. To understand how the architect of the modern world was left destitute, we have to look past his inventions. We are examining a systemic collapse, identifying the specific commercial interests that dismantled his projects and left him with nothing. The timeline begins 59 years earlier, in 1884. A 28-year-old Tesla steps off a ship into a chaotic, soot-covered New York City. He carries exactly 4 cents, a book of poems, and a letter of recommendation. That letter is addressed to Thomas Edison. Edison is a brilliant pragmatist, but above all, he is a ruthless industrialist, holding an absolute monopoly on America's early electrical grid. This map shows a limitation in Edison's empire. Direct current only pushes electricity a mile before voltage drops. Tesla's solution is alternating current. By oscillating electrons, energy pushes over hundreds of miles with almost zero power loss. Edison recognizes the threat. He offers the young immigrant $50,000 to fix the inefficiencies in his own direct current machines. Tesla works day and night for months, repairing the generators. When he asks for his promised payment, Edison laughs, telling Tesla he simply doesn't understand American humor. Tesla quits on the spot. That unpaid debt sparks a bitter war between the goal of building a better system and the desire to protect an entrenched, highly profitable monopoly. Forced to dig ditches just to survive, Tesla eventually finds a backer with enough capital to fight back, George Westinghouse. He purchases Tesla's patents, providing the financial muscle to build alternating current on a massive scale. Facing ruin, Edison launches a horrific public relations campaign. To convince the public that alternating current is a lethal threat, he pays crews to publicly electrocute stray dogs, horses, and even a captive elephant. Tesla responds with proof rather than fear. At the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago, Tesla and Westinghouse win the bid to light the event. When the switches are thrown, 100,000 incandescent lamps ignite simultaneously. This success leads to a massive engineering contract. Planners at Niagara Falls select Tesla's system to harness the river's power. By 1896, massive generators are pushing electricity 20 miles away to the city of Buffalo. The war of currents is over. Tesla has won the scientific battle, but by proving that electricity can be cheap and abundant, he attracts the attention of the era's most dangerous financial predator. Tesla's ambition scales up. He begins construction on the Wardenclyffe Tower on Long Island, intending to achieve something no one else had attempted, transmitting massive amounts of electricity globally without any wires at all. The project is bankrolled by J.P. Morgan. The Wall Street titan provides the initial funding, fully expecting the tower to give him a highly lucrative monopoly on wireless communication and messaging. This diagram illustrates what Tesla is actually building. He plans to use the Earth's own resonant frequencies and the upper atmosphere to distribute power. Anyone with a simple receiving antenna could pull electricity right out of the air. But Morgan realizes the economic implication. If power is broadcast openly like a radio wave, it cannot be contained. He asks a simple, fatal question. Where do we put the meter? Morgan immediately cuts off all funding and blacklists Tesla from other investors. The project collapses. Wardenclyffe doesn't fail because the physics are wrong. It is intentionally killed because an unmetered utility would destroy the energy market. Stripped of his laboratory and his capital, Tesla spends his final decades adrift. He cycles through New York hotels, moving out when the bills pile too high, his social circle shrinking to the pigeons he feeds in the park. The 1940s world saw an eccentric old man, but the evidence points to a much slower neutralization. An industrial complex built on metered profit had no place for a man trying to give energy away for free. Yet his blueprints survived the men who tried to bury them. Every time you turn on a light, charge a battery, or connect to a wireless network, you are interacting directly with his mathematics. His rivals took his money, his reputation, and his remaining years, but they couldn't stop his ideas. Nikola Tesla lost the business war of the 19th century, only to become the silent architect of the 20th.